Hood Postman, City, Hood, Click. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah. Lock the door on him. Lock the door on him. Hood Postman. Hood Postman. Reporting live. Reporting live. This the Hood Postman, come and check the program. You ain't from the streets, this is something you should know, man. Running from police, gotta grip the wheel with both hands. Speeding down the interstate, please do not approach him. 40s in the fridge, got the caddy in the driveway. Get all out of my face, I don't wanna violate. Looked up in the mirror and I told myself, why wait? We took this shit worldwide, you only in 5 states. Came from the 4 corners with my 4 quarters. Showed them the style, then they stole on us. Times got wild, then they told on us. Dog, it was hard, but we had to keep it rolling. You ain't gotta ask, you know where to find me. I be in the back streets where it get grimy. It's just me and Mel, Rennie looking bride D. I be going hard till I'm in the 5 C's. Know the vibes. I'ma do it till I die. I ain't never switched sides, I ain't never had to tell a lie. Let's ride. Know the vibes. I'ma do it till I die. I ain't never switched sides, I ain't never told them a lie. Let's ride. Hood Postman. 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 Hood Postman.
Shout out to the Mailroom Nation and Mailroom Goons. I am Professor Melly Mill, the Hood Postman. Be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below so when the dope content hit, it'll feel like it's the first and the 15th, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the mailroom where you come in and take a look at your mind and examine what's in your heart. You can go anywhere in the world to get a couple of lies, but you come right here to get the truth. Get on the bus and let me take you to school. Before they had handguns, they had hand gods. Let's get it, guys. I appreciate each and every last. Y'all sure what's going on, brother? King Mike Marlena, Postmaster General in the house. Hey, Wolf called Fred was good. The hardest intro on YouTube. You like that intro, huh? I appreciate you, Fred. I appreciate you. Dominique Mayweather, what's good with your brother? Compton Girl in the house. Everybody's here. Everybody's joining us. Yesterday, we dropped a bombshell. Miss Lydia Harris, a.k.a. Miss Harry-O, is suing Death Row. And part of the people that she listed in her litigation is Jimmy Iovine, Dr. Dre, Suge Knight, Chris Taylor, and yours truly, Calvin Broadus, a.k.a. Snoop Doggy Dogg. So you guys can imagine when I woke up this morning, I had phone calls from various and numerous different people trying to get more information. In a couple of days or so, maybe tomorrow, we might have Lydia in the mailroom, guys. It's going to get sensitive. The mailroom is going to be popping. So you guys stay tuned for that. I want to talk about a couple of things that I have been taking notice of. Is gang banging a successful lifestyle? I'm going to repeat that. Is gang banging a successful lifestyle? Let me say this. Any fool can criticize or condemn or complain about numerous things, but it takes character and self-control to be understanding and forgiving. I think that when it comes to me, I'm very understanding, I'm very forgiving, and I look at things in terms of how can it be better? How can we be better? What let's look for the upward mobility. Let's build up before we tear down. I see the very best in people before I see the worst. As we were knowing, as Cat Williams set the internet on fire days ago. I'm talking about literally set it on fire with his interview with Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay. Now Shannon Sharp is being attacked by Stephen A. Smith, Steven Jackson. Now you got all the sports guys going at each other. You got all the comedy guys go because Corey Holcomb weighed in. Shout out to the 5150 show. O'Shea Deuce Jackson. They some of the guys that I look at. I follow O'Shea Deuce Jackson. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuel. That was another guy that I follow. I follow this channel religiously, and I follow the Corey Holcomb show, 5150 show. I follow those three shows definitely. Um, so I've been coming at the Shannon because you know, like Shannon can control. So let me tell you guys something. What Cat Williams did was meticulous, was well thought out, was mindful, was brilliant, was marketing genius, and he strategically went after the main guys that he needed to go after, and he shook the comedy world up. Comedy right now is buzzing. They should be thankful for that because everybody's in comedy right now has the opportunity to take advantage of this moment. But without further ado, let's get to the content. I got the content. Blueface, Soldier Boy versus Blueface. What can I say about that? So again, what I've been seeing, rappers going at rappers and sports guys going at sports guys, street guys going at street guys, Clubhouse, that's a whole nother thing. we don't even know how to describe what that is. That just, oh man, that just, it's beyond measure what people sit up on Clubhouse and do all day, every day. And it's no investment, there's no money, there's no greater potential there. There's some, I guess there's a few people over there getting money, but I don't know how they do it. I just don't. I really don't. I don't know how they continue to do that and how that continues to be a profit. Soldier Boy, to me, has shown himself to be a better talent than Blueface, and here's why. He's actually created songs that went very popular, and he actually put a not only a song, he put a dance with it, and I give him the edge on it. Blueface is more. Let me say, Soldier Boy. I would say Soldier Boy is a more focused individual than Blueface. Unlike Blueface, Soldier Boy has managed to avoid being associated with individuals like Christian Rock, Wack 100, who both are very polarizing, have a reputation for causing drama and controversy, right? And I'm not saying that they bad people. I'm just telling you what my feelings about what I see is observable reality. Is observable. Soldier Boy career supersedes that of a Blueface. If you guys have any more information that maybe that give your position a more that's more thoughtful or more impactful, I'm welcome to hear that. I think that Blueface is a bit mentally confused. He's a guy you see him on the internet arguing with his mother, cussing out his mother, and doing some of the most ridiculous things. I think, and having fistfights with mother and sister and God knows who else. And he's just constantly, it's just assortment of people that he always do this with, you know. Uh, you don't blame a clown for acting like a clown. You got to ask yourself why you keep going to the circus. And that's why we want to try to understand all these things and why people get into these situations and why it's only our culture, our people that's overindulging and it's they're creating that's being involved in all these dramas and controversies and going after one another. Now that going back to the Cat Williams thing, that's probably arguably one of the most aired watch interviews. It had over 40 million at this time. At this point, over 40 million individuals had tapped into that interview. Shannon Sharp is somewhere smiling, drinking his cognac, smoking his cigar, relaxing, and is having a great time. I'm sure of that. Cat Williams, on the other hand, has hired, and I know this irritated the guy, what's his name? Kevin Hart, irritated him. He has now hired Tori Hart, which is Kevin Hart's ex girlfriend or mother to his children. For whatever reason, I don't see her. I don't think she's a comic. What did he hire her for? I mean, man, you guys help me out. What did you guys think that he hired for? Soldier Boy has always been marketable. That's why YouTube at one point, yeah, that was Mr. YouTube at one point. I agree, Marlene. I definitely agree with that. Uh, Blueface on the other hand. Let me finish my point on the other part. Because I'm conflating things, but at the same time, I want to talk about both of these issues because I think they have relevancy based on the controversy that's around both of the issues. You know, whether it's street dudes getting into it, rappers feuding, comics feuding. Now the sports commentator guys are feuding. All these guys are just getting into it, and it's becoming a circus. So don't blame a clown for being acting like a clown. Ask yourself why you keep buying tickets to the circus, and that's what it comes down to. You know, it's just a circus. It's just a behavior that seems to be highly addicted in nature because they keep putting out the drama and we keep watching. You know. Now I told you the shows I watch. I watch Osei Du Jackson, Celebrity Junk, and I watch Corey Holcomb, the 5150, and I watch Kevin Samuels. And I just, and I want to drop this in there too. I believe that Kevin Samuels, right? God rest his soul. I don't think that just happened to him. I think he was so controversial and he was so hated by the feminist movement that somehow somebody got to him. That's just what I believe. You don't have to agree with me, or you can agree with me or disagree with me. But I think that he has gotten somebody got to him. Bernie Mac was always a cut above the rest. Bernie Mac is definitely a cut above the rest, Marlena. Definitely Bernie Mac, hands down, best comedian of all. I don't believe that. I don't believe that, Jason. I think you got a great opinion there. I think that we can't. Can we make him better than Richard Pryor? Can we make him better than Red Fox? Can we make him better than Robin Harris? Can we make him better than Eddie Murphy? Even you know Patrice O'Neal. We got so many. All these guys are great. All these guys are great, but they all like to give it to Richard Pryor for whatever reason. Because the first time I heard that ninja's crazy, me and my partner CB, Crazy Bob, original Oaks Park businessman, man, we was up like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning sitting in the '65 Chevy. Back then we had 8 tracks, right? We sitting there listening to that. That ninja's crazy. And man, we laughed and laughed and laughed. Back then we smoking that Panama Red. So that Panama Red, we probably more than Panama Red than it was the jokes. I don't know. But I'm just saying. Yeah. That's it. Richard Pryor, hands down. So who you guys believe? You guys just let's test this. Who is the best comic? Your 5 best comics. Who are they? Your 5 best comics. It don't matter what order you put them in. Just give me your 5 best comics you believe of all time that are the goats. 5. I'm gonna say 5 goats. Who are they? And then I want to hear who are your 5 best rappers. Who are the 5 goats of rapping? And then I want to hear who are your 5 best sports guys. Because I think all this tie in because black people, we seem to be so indulged in this. And then we still somehow, even though we got people becoming sports analysis, we got guys that are in football, baseball, basketball, right? Track and field. We got guys that's R&B in the music industry from the bottom to the top. We got all these guys, these amazing people, right? But still, somehow, somewhere, that blue and red is going to interject or find itself in there and cause a divide. You got Blueface on the blue side. You got Soldier Boy on the red side. And I think you guys are well know how I feel about that. CB is Color Man Killer, and BK is Black Man Killer. That's tough because of the generations. Yeah. Let's see. He said Richard Pryor, George Carlin. See, and I was thinking George Carlin too, bro. You right with me. You right with me. George Carlin, Dave Chappelle, Robin Harris. That's a great one. Those are great right there. Those are great. Roster man, Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Bertie Mac, Cat Williams, Eddie Murphy. Okay, that's another five great, right? Richard Pryor, for one brother, the professor. Hey, what's up, Scotty? How you doing, man? That's it, man. That's it. But you guys get what I'm saying, though. How do we always, even in the politic world, right? There's blue and red. Red represents the Republicans, and blue represents the Democrats. Even the country is founded on blue and red, right? The Crips and Bloods is founded on blue and red. A lot of these disputes, you're going to have the blue side, you're going to have the red side. Even in the manosphere, you got the red pill and you got the blue pill. Red pill is the alpha, blue pill is the beta. So how do we keep coming up with this blue and red? What is that all about? What is it about our makeup that we keep finding ourselves in these divides, in these culture divides? And it's a simple color. There's a red side and there's a blue side. And then what's even more crazy when you find 60-year-old dudes getting mad because you say cuz or you say blood. I'm talking about, man, that is the most ridiculous thing I could ever even come across. I'm talking about to where people not saying that the older guys, but the younger guys are going on a podcast and they get into it about because somebody said cuz and somebody. Let me say, if your skin is not thick, don't do a podcast. Don't do it. Find something else to do. Go golfing. Go collect cans and bottles or something. You know. Find something else. Go do Instacart or something. Find something else to do with your time. Because if you can't focus on the issues, societal issues, and what you see going on in your community, shout out to Melo, and you can't get past the color red and blue, somehow that's going to impact your day or affect how you see things in terms of how you see things, you are hopelessly and forever doomed to mediocrity. It's just the way I feel about that. People must remember Sugar Boy is not 20 no more. He's always popping his mouth. Who is Sugar Boy? Oh, you talking about Soldier Boy. So that's true. Soldier Boy is in his 30s. That is true. I'm not, that's a good point. That's a good point. And I'm not going, no cap. I'm not going to deny that fact, So what are you saying? Do you think that he should be the guy that shows the restraint, the guy that can show that he's in control and he understands that he's forgiven? Is that what you're saying? And the Tea Party plays both sides of the fence. They are instigators. There's always instigators. Baba Louie said 25% are the real members. You remember when Baba Louie said that, right? Do you guys remember what Baba Louie said? I remember it. Let me see. What did he
Got a
say?
quick question. What are most of these hood comprised of when you look at them in totality?
Man, for everybody who's listening, please don't forget this. In all gangs, don't matter where you from, all right? There's always going to be a short few that lead everybody, give them strength. But remember this, baby. Gangs, gang members and gang banging, it consists of 25% serious motherfuckers that's really doing it, and 75% cheerleaders. Which one are you?
Lock the door.
There it is there. That's from Baba Louie himself. And I agree with that analysis. I do agree that, I think that was spot on. I think he had an excellent point when he said that. But
Yeah, I'm in here, baby. Drop it like it's hot, baby. Yeah.
that's what Kenny Wayne Johnson said. He said, "Yeah, I'm in here, baby. Drop it like it's hot." I like looking sometimes at these old clips and just going back, you know what I mean, and just seeing what they.
What do you mean by that?
That is that I think they hold their weight in gold. That's what I mean by that. I think all this hold its weight in gold, and I think it's very necessary to go back over some of this stuff to understand why we in the position we're in. How do we keep causing these divides based on red and blue? We got people that show up to the channel. If I put a certain title up in the channel, man, they flood to this. They come see what I'm gonna talk about because they're more interested in if I'm going to say something that's going to be offensive to the blue side or the red side. That's just what they do. And then there's individuals that say, "Yeah, that Crip Ninja, that Crip Ninja." I'm just Melly Mel, The brand is the Hood Postman. Melly Mel is the live living human being, right? But Melvin is the son, is the father, is the brother, is the uncle, is the cousin, and is the man that God allowed his mom and dad to create and bring forward into this world. That's who Melvin is. All that other stuff is just superficial. It's just stuff that you pick up along the way, and then you realize, man, I really don't need this. I don't need this blue rag, or I don't need this red. But it take a lifetime sometimes for some people to realize that. See, they get so caught up and wound up in that because there's other things that hold their feet to the fire, and they don't know how to. And I always tell Marlene, we're building an airplane while we fly it, and some people don't know how to pull the airplane up. They just don't. They don't know how to they get caught up in the whirlwind. They get caught up in their own, poor thinking or because I'll tell you guys, this is done. A lot of the education that most people see in this country is indoctrination. It's not education, it's indoctrination. I always keep this core water, guys. I keep at least 2 6-packs of it because I need it daily because I get dry out up here, so. And then there was this moment, guys. That was this moment. Here's this.
To hear something like that would happen on a Sunday afternoon.
Well, when you dealing with different hoods, what do you expect? Because it's the weekend, and I don't know. I can't speak for everybody else, but I'm from Santana Block Crip, so it's gonna do what it do.
I think that was one of the most embarrassing moments for her, being that she was on network TV and she went to the what they call that, the shade room, and all these different various platforms. They World Star to where it just went viral. She went viral, and I don't think that was her intentions, but I think it was bad timing and just the wrong thing to say at the time. You know, I just do. You know, in regards to who she was referring to, or any of that, it just was bad timing. You know, is another moment
A
that I.
satisfied life is better than a successful life because your success is measured by others, but your satisfaction is measured by your heart, your mind, and your soul. Who told you I need you to fuck with me? Because I fuck with me. But you gonna see me though, for real, for real.
And that's the way I felt on that moment. So there's many occasions where we feel different way, and you know, uncertainty happen to try to creep in, but there's always the where you go to the things that center you, that keep you centered, that keep your feet planted in the ground, where you become grounded. You know those things. You know how to do that. You know, because I am life. I am light. I am love. I am beauty. I am the sweet truth. I am my joyful thoughts. I see only in the light that my will and your will are the same. See, so when I say those things, that means I'm speaking truth to power. I'm speaking life into the situation, into this conversation, and people get so caught up in just nonsense. You know, we get caught up in bad girl fights and hood fights, and you know, and all the back and forth and everything we could throw at another black person that we could possibly throw on. You know, you got all these people running over to the clubhouse, and you know, and that just stuff. That's just a complete mess over there. You know, those people are mentally deranged, functional retarded. Uh, for anybody to sit around, you know, I don't know who has 4 and 5 hours to sit on Clubhouse. There's nothing else going on in your life. You don't have no meaning. You don't have no purpose. Or you just sitting around. Or maybe those are the people that have 5 things. They want a blunt, a PlayStation, a bucket, some social assistance, and a girl with a nice big old fat juicy butt. That's all they want, you know. And then the women just flip it for the women. You know, they want the same thing. They just want a dude with a long Johnson or something. You know. So that's where we at with that. But is that getting us to where we need to be? Is that getting us drop drop it like it's hot? Yeah. Is that getting us to where we need to be? How is that? How is that making us more better? How is that giving us that upward mobility that I was speaking of? How is that building community? How is that helping our kids? Because kids' minds are very, very, man, they receptive, man. They pick up any and everything. I give my grandchildren the phone sometimes. They'll rearrange my whole phone to where I won't even know what's going on. So I got to be careful with them because they're very smart, intelligent. So if you think they're not taking in what's going on around them or hearing what you're saying, if you constantly every other word come out of your mouth is a curse word. I think people curse because they're filler words and they only lost for a better explanation or articulation. They don't know how to explain themselves, so they come with these curse words and these filler words and just go all over the place with it. Shout out to Come the Girl once again. What's up, Marlena? It is the weekend. I'm weak. Yeah, I was weak on that one too. Yeah, I was weak on that one too. That was a viral moment. I don't think it was a good moment, but yeah. So are people now living just to go viral? Again, is game banging a successful lifestyle? Ask yourself that question. Because you got people in the sport world, they use analogies based on game banging. People in the music business, they don't think if they can be a successful rapper or music person unless they associate themselves with the game. Soldier Boy is a bit delusional because Soldier Boy sent him to the Breakfast Club talking about he from Bompton. Charlamagne the guy said, "Oh, you from Compton?" He said, "I'm from Bompton." I got no problem with people switching the words up, but none of that, you know, that's neither here nor there. But the fact that he kept saying that he from Compton is like, dude, aren't you from Florida? I believe that's where you're from, right? You guys correct me if I'm wrong. You know, how are you from Compton? You from Compton? Because, you know, I grew up in Fruit Town. You know, that's like my brothers over there, my homeboys, you know, because you got a lot of love for the fruits. I would have been from Fruit Town if I hadn't moved to where we moved to. And there's a lot of people up where they're from because of where they live and the environment and geographics. You know, it didn't really had nothing to do with you choosing one way or the other. Sometimes you was forced into that based on just where you live, you know. I told you guys this story when I was riding the bus and went to school, got off the bus and walked into Whaley Junior High. And some people look, oh, you must be a Crip because you ride the bus. I'm like, scratching my head, I ride the bus. So because I ride the bus, that makes me a Crip. Hmm. Now that's questionable. That's very questionable. I wondered how did you come to that deduction, or how did you, how did that equate for you in your head? Then, at this time, I barely even know what's going on with it. I see it, but at the same time, this had to be about 71, 72. You know, I'm thinking like, this is wow, this is wow. So yeah, that became the catalyst. That became what propelled me in that direction because now I'm getting pushback. I'm getting people accusing and pushing towards my way and coming towards me and saying, that this is what it is, Okay, that's what it is then. I'm fed up. I'm tired. Let's do it. Yeah, so, that's a lot of times that's how that happened. So, but how long do we hold on to that is my problem. How long do we hold on to the blue rag or the red rag? Is gang banging a successful lifestyle? Is it a negotiable tool in the Bank of America? Can you go to Wall Street and use it as a negotiable instrument to buy commodities? Can you go to the real estate company and buy just a home based on you being one or the other? And don't get me wrong, the GDs and BDs, the vice lords, and all these other people, they all fit into that pot as well. They all fit into that pot. Nobody exempt. Nobody escapes it. They're all part of it. We don't get better until we just like decide to take that up, fold it, and put it away. Once we put it away, then we can get into being a woman, being a man, and doing what women do and doing what men do, Then we begin to see our life really, how really life really works, and just taking care of business. I learned that lust is bad. Yeah, y'all sure you young. You gotta be prepared. Yeah, yeah. The way you get them is the way you lose them. Yeah. The way you start up is the way you end up. That's an old saying right there, bro. I had that saying, level up, greedy. Soldier born in Chicago. Raised okay, there you go. Thank you. Appreciate that. Born in Chicago, raised in the ATL. So how's he from Compton? Is it based on because he's a blood? I have to believe that's what it is. How is Blueface even from schoolyard? He ain't hanging with no school. I have never seen Blueface with the schoolyards. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Why is he even saying that? At this point, because he know if he go over there, there's gonna be some pressures. They gonna be, there's a Compton in Florida, right? There you go. There you go. How's it? Shows you the comment. Shout out to Sean Prince, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I can say it's marketable. Okay. It's marketable. But is everything marketable good? Is everything marketable success? Is everything that we market makes us better? So Cat Williams has to ask himself that. Did that situation, of course, we know that now the way the algorithms is going, it's going to make him more money because people can't wait to hear what he's going to say next. And now if he put together, well, he's putting together a comedy show. And when he put together that comedy show, can you imagine how many people are going to be standing out in front of the comedy show holding tickets, wanting to see Cat Williams? And what outrageous thing he might say next and who he might say it about? That man took Kevin Hart. He took all what he felt like was Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer. What was the other guy? Earthquake, Ricky Smiley. Barbecued him. Barbecued him. It's just like it's the same thing with rap. Remember when the gang made his attempt to go in and try to rap about every rapper? You know, it didn't go over as successful. It wasn't as successful as what Cat Williams did. But yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. E-Money, thank you. Definitely appreciate that, man. You know, smash that like button. Comment on your favorite video in the mailroom. Yeah, let's do that. Comment on your favorite video. Thank you for that reminder, E-Money. Comment on your favorite video at the same time. Who was your favorite guest? And let's see, can we get that guest back on? Let's take a vote on who was your favorite guest, and we can get them back on. Oh yeah, Mr. Professor. If you're good with numbers, you can go to the workforce with gangbangers. Gangbanger. I tell people that all the time. Gangster can go corporate. Yeah, but at some point you're gonna have to start looking like corporate. You're gonna have to start talking like corporate. You're gonna have to start being corporate because you can't remain gang and be corporate. The two don't go together. You can get in the door, but what changes? What are you gonna do to evolve to make sure? Because what they say, when in Rome, do as Romans do, right? So if you're in Rome and you walking around like a Philistine, or you walk around as a Persian, guess what? You're going to stand out like a sore thumb, and they're going to know you're not of the Roman, right? So that in itself becomes problematic. You have to be secure in your masculinity. You're right. I love women and learn the self to learn others and appreciate life. I thank you all, you guys, for letting me be here. No, no, it's not. It's not that we letting you. This is the moment for you to be here, young Yahshua, because here's the thing. It's going to put you ahead. It's going to put you years ahead. It's going to put you at a maturity level that others not going to understand or comprehend. In other words, you're mature enough to be here and sit here and listen and take what's being said in and utilize it. Because here's the thing, you have to have a meaning and you have to have a purpose. Those two are not separate. They're together, you know. And I say any fool can criticize and condemn and complain, but it takes character. It takes character and self-control to be understanding and forgiving. And that's where a lot of people fail at because they don't know how to forgive. They're holding on to 50-year grudges. A lot of gang members are holding on 50-year grudges that they didn't have anything to do with or nothing to do with them. So they get so caught up in that world that they don't know how to function in a world where normalcy is required. what is normal. It's what we all make it. That, and I'm not saying that it's okay, but it seems to work pretty well if you establish yourself, you get a home, you find somebody that you can cooperate with, they cooperate you build a life together, because now in this day and time, it takes two people. I feel bad when I see one person out there just trying to afford a home, afford car notes, insurance, and everything, But if you're real true about what you're trying to do, and you know how to navigate that life, then kudos to you. But everybody can't do it. Some people they need that man and woman element. Trust me, there's no other people out there hollering. I ain't never heard an Asian woman say, "I'm strong and independent." Never heard that. I never heard that from um, Mexican women or white women, for all that matters. It's always some of our sisters, just a small percentage, not a big, you know. And I don't know where that comes from. I think that comes from a lot of hurt and pain and letdown. Maybe that's what it is. But at the same time, there's somebody for everybody, right? This page is wisdom, man. Joe Farrell, what's happening? Tap it in. What's up, y'all? But Postman, what's going on, Joe? Man, we just chopping it up, bro. Just having a good moment, and just, going through a couple of things, dealing with. We making comparisons out of red and blue, and at the same time, how we see rappers fighting with rappers, sports guys fighting with sports guys, comedy guys fighting with comedy guys, street guys fighting with street guys, but all of them are black. I seen one guy jump in there, and he's an honorary black guy, the Gary Owens guy, because he's a comedian, and most of his audience for comedy is black people. So he weighed in on it. But now you got Steven Jackson going after Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp is really good with words. He's very witty, he's smart. He's not stupid. So Steven Jackson went after him and said a couple of things, and Shannon Sharp came right back. Because he was a people think. See, this person said Steven Jackson said that Shannon Sharp should have cut Cat Williams off or stopped him from saying no. You can't stop a person that's having a moment, that's actually just getting some things out that they feel that they need to get out. Why would you interfere with that? Regardless, you may not like it. That's just like when I let Rolo go off, right? I just let Rolo, because I know Rolo is really venting and getting some things off his chest. And some people, they can't take what he's saying, because what he's saying is so bone crushing and excruciating. It's so painful. See, because there's a lot of guys walking in the streets, came home from these prisons, right? They probably thought they would never get out, right? But while they was thinking they'd never get out, they took up relationships with men in prison. And they started shooting dope in prison. And did a lot of things in prison. And now they out. They didn't have no faith in themselves. They didn't even believe in nothing that could change their circumstances. But it did change. So now they out there walking around like they never indulged or engaged in those acts, Fleece Johnson came home and said, "Yeah, he told his wife he got to go get him some, because he sold you." I'm perplexed by that. I'm baffled by that. In my wildest dream and imagination, I couldn't understand where that's coming from. But I know this, right? My home is not a cage, nor is it my habitat. I was created to be in the open environment. Even if my guardian Lord created a cage of solid gold, I would never accept existence of being locked up in a cage. So a lot of things that man do, man plan, but the creator is the best of planners. So everything that man does doesn't make it right. Just because you see everybody doing something, or everybody going a certain particular way, doesn't make it correct. That's why we have to challenge things. That's why we have to read books. That's why we have to get full understanding of what we're subjecting. Because what you give yourself to is what you believe in, is what you worship. See, the life you have, you fashion it with your own two hands. Free will, right? That's what free will is. You get to make choices. All spaces are filled, positive, negative. But you get to choose what space you're going to be in. See, one single ejaculation have anywhere from 20 to 80 million live living organisms in one drop of sperm, right? Hitting the fallopian tube, going through the adduct wall. Within a 72-hour period, the majority of it dies off. Maybe 1,500 sticks to the adduct wall. The rest goes down the fallopian tube, and only one penetrates the egg and becomes life. In most cases, sometimes there's twins, right? In most cases, right? And that one is you, me. So we came into this life winning. Remember that originally start out 50 to 80 million live living organisms swimming to become life. And you won the race. So you came here winning, right? But when you got into the world, you decided to take in some things that caused you to lose. Or you decide to overindulge in something that you really didn't have a whole lot of information on. I've been guilty of that. I'm not free from that. It's just that I self-correct. In order to learn the truth, you got to first take the lies out. I took all the lies out. I studied every religion. And then what my conclusion was, they all were the same. They all wanted the same. It's just that they had different names. And that caused the divide. Once again, still we back into that divide, to that red and blue and religion. Everything it has to have a divide. Labels. One say cuz, one say blood. One say Hebrew Israelite, one say Christian. One say more scientific, other one say Islam. Too many labels. That's my take on it. Brock Fresh, what's happening, man? It's funny how the Nation of Islam has some of the strongest families you find in this country. Yes. You know why? Because it's very structured. It's very structured. See, out of all the books I just named, all the religions I just named, one thing they all provide. That's a criteria to judge between is right and wrong, right? And there's structure and discipline within those organizations. What Elijah Muhammad did, he took the worst of the worst and made them men and women and turned them into kings and queens. He made them get rid of the European identity because it don't mean nothing. The names that he gave them meant something. See, where our ancestors come from, whether we indigenous to land or we indigenous to the continent, all those names mean something. The name Melvin don't mean anything. So, but the hood postman, that means a lot, right? If I told you my name was Ishmael, then if you go back and look up what Ishmael is, you know that that has meaning. There's something to it. So when you get in stress and you get in discomfort and you don't feel correct, you just say your name. And your name makes you feel good. So your name is associated and attached to attributes. And we all feel good about hearing attributes. Oh, he's great. He's a champion. He's a winner. He's the greatest. You know, that's just my take on it, guys. I don't mean no harm. Don't mind me. Just watch it. But go ahead and lock the door. uh, Ron Herbert. Yep, you're right. I did. But see, that's that water. You know what happened though? Here's what happened. Let's talk about that. He infiltrated not Ron Hubbard because Ron Hubbard is dead. But I know what you're doing. Did he? What is it called? What is it called? What's the name of that religion? Bill Ron Hubbard's religion. Well, what they did, the Nation of Islam, Scientology. The Nation of Islam is running out of money. Scientology got all the money in the world because of all the influential people that are believe and follow Scientology. So Scientology didn't necessarily have all the people that they need to sustain their status as a nonprofit. So now the Nation of Islam give them people, and they give Nation of Islam money. See how that works? So they trade it off, bro. So it's a trade off. So that's why you had that situation. A lot of people don't know that, but that's what that situation is. So now you got the Nation of Islam over there learning the way of life, and the Scientology learning things about Islam. Is that good or bad? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not judging it. I'm just telling you what it is. But that was a nice word you said, infiltrated. They kicked the door open or secretly snuck in. No, they was invited in, bro. They was invited in. And they was invited in for that reason. The Nation of Islam was going broke. Everybody ain't buying pies. Everybody ain't buying them newspapers. So sometimes economies change and they go back and forth, and sometimes you got to add innovation and nuance to it to make it better, stronger. See, I thought my name was Mills, like Twin called me. Yeah, well, I got many names, bro. I got many names. Some of my homeboys still call me Pippin right to this day. Some of my homeboys call me Mel. Some of my homeboys call me Professor. Some of them call me Melly Mel. Some of them call me Huey. And, they got a lot of different names, bro. But you get what I'm saying. Scientology, yeah. Tom Cruise, yeah. They got a lot of. Will Smith is a Scientologist. Did you know that? Yeah. Wolf called Fred and say that's sad. You don't see the brothers. You don't see the brothers working it out. Brothers gonna work it out. Brothers gonna work it out. It's like the Mac. They had to work it out. or either die a slow death. Scientologists got so much money, man, it's not even funny. But they didn't have the numbers. Now they got the numbers. They're over there teaching the way of life. Got this little happy book and all this little flowery words and different things in it, that make the world. It's almost like it's delusional. Have you ever seen one of those watchtowers? Have you ever seen how they paint the world? Like they in a whole other world or something. If you look at the watchtower, the Jehovah's Witnesses, right? You look in there, break that thing open, you looking in there like, where is this at? I've never seen this. Where do you guys find this? This look like paradise. Where do you find it at? Do you not see all these homeless encampments and tents and people walking around panhandling and begging for change and digging in trash cans? Do you not see all that? But the only thing you think that's good is because you set up out there with your umbrellas and your tents and you passing out watchtowers and speaking about, your religion. Somehow that's good enough for you? No. Go ask some people on the streets. What's your story? How did you get here? How can I help you? But nobody's doing that. Shout out to the Last Supper podcast. Malik Spellman, Dahood Sherrill, and myself. Shout out to them coming. Well, guys, I got to wrap it up. I got to get up out of here. So hopefully we get Miss Lydia on tomorrow. And if she come on, man, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be incredible. And she's going to explain some things. So with that being said, I am Professor Melly Mail, the Hood Postman. Always, man, you're going to get something that you didn't have before you came to the mailroom. And what you get, hopefully that you can take it and utilize it and apply it in your life and use it as a measuring stick. At least use it as a measuring stick to what you believe or what you don't believe. And see how does that work for you. With that being said, I'm Professor Manuel, the Hood Postman. Lock the door.
Yeah, Cali Finest, baby. Proof of grind all the time. Music money, got a dollar sign. Hub City. I'm a street nigga, streets fuck with me. I'ma keep pushing products till the fans get me. It's guap off top, diamond Cartier. That nigga wall won't give a pro bitch the time of day. They see me climbing, they see me shining. That's hard work. Proof of grinding. New money got me tipping in that 550. I lead bad man and I'm so pretty. I got that tech with me. That's my hater sprayer. Go big, grind now, nigga, play later. What can I say? I'm addicted to this paper stacking. And I don't talk about it, I just make it happen. Word on the block is that my shit go. Freaks for the low.
Marlena Williams, lock the door. We are gone.